Hi everyone, and welcome back to Pastify. We're glad to see you here. Today we'll explore the incredible net worth of America's presidents, before and after they served in office. Don't forget to hit subscribe and drop a comment. It really helps us bring you even more amazing history. 1. Donald Trump, approximately $2.5 billion. Before entering politics, this modern American leader built a global business empire. His fortune comes from real estate, golf resorts, luxury hotels, and the powerful Trump brand. As host of The Apprentice, he also became a household name on television. Despite ups and downs in his financial career, he remains the wealthiest president in U.S. history with an estimated net worth of over $2 billion. Few leaders have ever combined entertainment, branding, and politics on such a scale. 2. George Washington, approximately $700 million. America's very first president was also one of its wealthiest. Washington inherited large tracts of land in Virginia and expanded them through purchases and grants, owning over 50,000 acres at his peak. He also ran a massive whiskey distillery, one of the largest in the country at the time. His Mount Vernon estate was a symbol of colonial wealth. Washington's fortune showed how land ownership defined power in the 18th century, making him not only a founding father, but also a business-minded farmer. 3. Thomas Jefferson, approximately $300 million. Jefferson, the third U.S. president, lived in luxury at his Monticello estate. He owned thousands of acres and hundreds of enslaved workers, making him one of the wealthiest men of his time. Yet despite this immense wealth, Jefferson struggled with debt due to lavish spending and poor financial management. At his death, his estate was sold to pay creditors. His life reflects the paradox of America's early leaders: enormous privilege paired with deep financial troubles. 4. Theodore Roosevelt, approximately $140 million. Known as a Rough Rider and adventurer, this president also inherited a fortune from his wealthy New York family. Roosevelt expanded his wealth through writing dozens of popular books and managing cattle ranches in the Dakota Territory. Despite his reputation as a tough outdoorsman, he lived a life of privilege, with grand homes and estates. His fortune allowed him to pursue politics without worrying about money, and his personality made him one of the most colorful presidents in history. 5. Andrew Jackson, approximately $135 million. A fiery soldier and controversial leader, Jackson earned great wealth through his Tennessee plantation, known as the Hermitage. He owned hundreds of enslaved workers and became one of the largest landholders in the South. Jackson's fortune came from agriculture, but also from shrewd investments and political power. Despite his rough image as a man of the people, he lived like a wealthy aristocrat. His personal wealth stood in sharp contrast to the populist image he projected to voters. 6. James Madison, approximately $120 million. The father of the Constitution was also a wealthy Virginia landowner. Madison inherited thousands of acres and operated the Montpelier estate, worked by enslaved laborers. His marriage to Dolly Madison further elevated his social and financial status. Though smaller in scale than Washington or Jefferson, Madison's wealth placed him firmly among the richest American presidents. His estate reflected the plantation economy that defined early U.S. leadership and shaped the nation's politics for decades. 7. Lyndon B. Johnson, $110 million. Johnson rose from modest beginnings in Texas to build a substantial fortune. He invested in radio and television stations, real estate, and his sprawling Texas ranch. By the time he entered the presidency, Johnson had become a millionaire many times over. His ability to combine political influence with business savvy made him one of the wealthiest modern leaders. Though often remembered for the Vietnam War, his financial empire stands as a testament to his drive and ambition. 8. Herbert Hoover, approximately $100 million. Before becoming president, Hoover made a fortune as a mining engineer and consultant. He worked across the globe, from Australia to China, and built an international reputation. By age 40, he was already a millionaire, known for his efficiency and business skills. Even during the Great Depression, Hoover remained wealthy. Though his presidency is remembered for economic collapse, His personal story was one of remarkable self-made success, a man who went from orphan child to global millionaire. 9. Bill Clinton, approximately $120 million. Clinton entered the presidency with modest means, but became wealthy after leaving office. Through best-selling memoirs, lucrative speaking engagements, and the Clinton Foundation, he and his wife Hillary built a fortune exceeding $100 million. Clinton's charisma made him a sought-after speaker worldwide, earning hundreds of thousands per appearance. His story reflects the modern trend of presidents turning post office fame into significant personal wealth, rivaling the richest leaders of earlier centuries. 10. Franklin D. Roosevelt, $80 million. Born into privilege, Roosevelt came from one of New York's wealthiest families. His estate in Hyde Park and marriage to Eleanor Roosevelt, herself from the powerful Roosevelt family, ensured a life of comfort. FDR never had to worry about money, allowing him to dedicate himself fully to politics. Despite leading the nation through the Great Depression, his personal fortune remained intact, a reminder of the vast divide between rich leaders and struggling citizens of the era. 11. John F. Kennedy, $100 million plus. Kennedy himself may not have controlled his entire fortune, but he was heir to one of America's wealthiest families. The Kennedy empire included investments in liquor, real estate, stocks, and media. Though his personal access was limited during his lifetime, the Kennedy legacy ensured immense privilege and influence. His status as one of the richest presidents added to his image as youthful, glamorous, and untouchable, a stark contrast to the tragic end of his presidency. 12. Barack Obama, approximately $70 million. Obama entered office with modest wealth, built mainly from book sales. After his presidency, he and Michelle Obama signed multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix and publishers, skyrocketing their net worth. Today, they are among the richest modern political couples in the world. Obama's journey from a law professor to a global icon shows how the modern presidency can be transformed into a brand worth tens of millions of dollars, with influence far beyond politics. 13. John Tyler, $60 million. Tyler, the 10th U.S. president, was born into a wealthy Virginia family and inherited vast estates. He lived in grand Southern style, with his Sherwood Forest plantation covering more than 1,000 acres. Though often overlooked in history books, his personal fortune was significant. Tyler's wealth highlighted the privileges of America's early presidents, who relied heavily on land and agriculture to build their financial empires. 14. Calvin Coolidge, $60 million. Known as Silent Cal, this president lived modestly but maintained substantial wealth. He inherited property and invested wisely, ensuring his financial security. Unlike other presidents, Coolidge avoided lavish spending and preferred a simple lifestyle. Yet his careful management meant he remained one of the wealthiest leaders of the early 20th century. His story is one of financial caution, showing that wealth can come not just from inheritance, but from discipline and restraint. 15. Grover Cleveland, $45 million. Cleveland, the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, built wealth through his legal career and investments. Though he projected an image of humility and simplicity, he enjoyed significant financial success. His ability to balance political service with private gain placed him among the richest presidents of all time. Cleveland's wealth was not as vast as others, but his story proves that even a man of modest image could achieve great financial standing. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. We truly appreciate your support here on Pastify. Make sure to subscribe because our next video will be a fun one. The tallest and shortest presidents in U.S. history. You won't want to miss it.